Assalamu alaikum and peace. Welcome back, Black Muslim in America. I'm sitting out in my car, just chilling. So if you hear some background noises, don't mind that. But I just wanted to come talk to you all. Haven't been doing many videos. I'm just trying to get things squared away. Got plans. Inshallah, they all come through. They all come to fruition. And inshallah, the same will be for you all who are listening. But I've been watching the news, and I know y'all seen the recent debates. We're going to talk about that, but I've been watching the news, and I can see what's going on. I can see what is going on, and this is what I'm saying. What I see is that they're about to wind down the coronavirus pandemic. They're about to wind that down. And my evidence of this is simply because if you notice in the media now, they're reporting all of the cases. Every day you hear about how these spikes in cases have come about all over America. But what we're not hearing is the deaths anymore. We're not hearing about deaths. People are getting sick. Some people are getting very sick. But as I said in one of my previous videos when I went through the article, it was saying how most people just get a moderate sickness, basically like the flu. Those who have immunity issues, those who are older, those who have weight and health issues, they're more prone to possibly dying from it or getting very sick. What they're first more prone to is getting very, very sick. So what you're not hearing now is deaths, because the deaths aren't as high as the cases anymore. This lets me know, as I keep saying my favorite word, herd immunity. This lets me know herd immunity is pretty much here. And I've seen a few articles floating around on Twitter about, is it possible to reach herd immunity? They're starting to throw that out there now. And even I did a broadcast where I talked about how one of the people in Trump's cabinet, he was talking about doing a herd immunity style type thing. Let everybody take off their mask and all of that stuff. Those who are more prone to getting sick, they keep their mask on and things like that. So what you see is that we are reaching herd immunity. And that is what I believe. And so now they're starting to wind it down, because now we saw that the president, he caught COVID. And like I was saying, if you follow my Twitter page as well, I kept saying it. I've been saying it, that the president, he got that Rona. When there was all these reports coming out about people all in his cabinet, all getting sick, all getting the COVID-19, I was like, yeah, he's going to get it. He got it. And sure enough, he did. And then when he got it, I also said that, watch, he probably comes out with some miracle cure, and he's probably going to be invested in some way that we don't know about. But watch, he comes out with a miracle cure, and it helps him, and then that's going to be the vaccine that we all need to take. And sure enough, that is what exactly happened. The remdesivir, I think that's how you pronounce it. He took that, and he was reporting about taking that in the news, and I was like, that's the drug right there. And now they're saying it has been allegedly it's been reported that now that's the one that's going to be FDA approved. So a vaccine is coming out soon. What they're doing is winding down this pandemic. I hope that they don't try to force this vaccine on the people, but what I think they're going to do first is just like they did with the mask. They're going to say, well, if you want to wear a mask, you can wear one. So that's going to be the first stage of it. And I think they're going to have people take it. And that's how they're going to continue to wind it down. They're going to say, well, so many people have taken it now, and the case numbers have dropped so much that we really, it's over. We're over the hill now. And you're going to see it mysteriously disappear. And notice how Trump said in his debate with Biden, his recent debate with Biden, he said, people were saying that he said that the Rona is going to disappear. You're going to see it magically disappear. Yes, because we know what it's about. So they're going to start winding that down. That was the boogeyman for now. That was the new boogeyman to get more money, to take away more freedoms, as you can see, to get more money, to take away more freedoms, to implement more draconian laws, as you can see, to really change the world. What you got people using the phrase now, the big reset. So they're resetting everything. People are losing their jobs all across the country if you don't really have a skill. And this is why, you know, our people need to get a skill. And so yes, they're winding that down because that was the boogeyman for right now. They needed that boogeyman to get all of these things back in order. But what's happening is they're winding it down because, well, everybody can be harassed and everybody can be encroached upon with this. You can see videos of black people slapping up white people in stores, you know, telling them to put on their mask, and people fighting over the mask. It's allowing niggas to put white people in check too much. That's what it basically is. This Rona stuff now is it's allowing other people other than white to put white people in check, and they're not, white supremacy is not liking that. So they need to wind that down because you still have your white supremacy, yes, but it's making it to where you can check a white person now or some stuff like that. Not even that, it's also running their pockets thin. So they need to wind it down now. They got a little money up out of it, but now it's starting to hurt the economy. So now they need to start winding it down for that reason as well. That was just the boogeyman. Just like 9/11 was, and the terrorists were the boogeyman, that's what's coming up next. They're winding the coronavirus down, and they're going to start bringing up terrorism. You're going to start hearing more in the news about, you know, Islamic terrorists. You're going to start hearing more in the news about white militia terrorists. It's time to get back on the anti-black, non-white campaign. It's time to focus back on that again, and that's what they're ramping back up. You just saw in the news how somebody out there, who was it at? It was in Europe somewhere. He killed a teacher because the teacher was showing the drawings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So they're ramping it back up. In the news before that, they had those 3 or 4 ISIS members, and they called them the Beatles. They're about to go to trial. So you're hearing more and more about terrorism, and then they're talking about these white militia supremacist groups in America now. They're really trying to put the focus on these white supremacist militia groups. See guys, we're pointing them out. We're pointing them out for you. You had those Wolverine guys, and then you had another militia group that they just infiltrated as well. All these militia groups are FBI cells. That's all they are. And they're just waiting for the right time to trap people up and lock them up. That malicious stuff, it's all infiltrated, in my opinion. But they're going after all these white militia groups as a form of Trojan horse. They're going to take some white sacrifices. White supremacy is going to take some white sacrifices. But they're doing this so that now they can use it as an angle to start coming at black militia groups. Because the black militia groups aren't trying to destroy governments and kidnap politicians, and the black militia groups aren't doing that. They're not planning to do things like that in general. They're not. They're just out there trying to protect themselves and show, strength and force that, look, we're here to protect ourselves just like you're here to protect yourself, okay? We don't want to hurt nobody and we don't want to get hurt. That's what the black militias are out there for. They're really out there trying to stand for the Constitution and what America is really about, which is supposed to be justice. So that's what the black militia groups are out there about. They're not trying to, like I said, kidnap elected officials and take down the government and run up in state houses. They're not trying to do that. But meanwhile, these white militia groups, they're allowed to storm up in, state houses with no issue, no problem. The police just come down there and say, hey, guys, get on out of here, guys, okay? But these white militia groups are really trying to do some things, whereas these black militia groups are just about self-defense. So they're going to try to punish these white supremacist militia groups, but not that bad. They're going to get basically a little bit more than a slap on the wrist. And you might see some who get major years or other things like that. But they're really doing this so that way they can angle towards the black militia groups. And this is why people got to be smart out here. Like I said, these militia groups are all infiltrated by the FBI now. So you're doing that. You probably have good intentions. You just want to, show self-defense. But self-defense is self-defense. You don't need to do all of that, because it's going to get you involved in ridiculous things that you don't want to be involved in. So they're going to use this as a Trojan horse to angle towards coming at black militia groups. After they lock up some of these white terrorist supremacist people, then you're going to start seeing in the news how black militia groups are being watched. You're going to start seeing black militia members getting arrested. And then it's just going to turn into that. So they're winding down the coronavirus to ramp back up the anti-black war, the non-white war. That's what they're ramping back up. But that's all I wanted to say. Check back in with me. I'll be dropping some more videos soon, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum and peace.